Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a guy who finds out his friend's girlfriend is also his girlfriend. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. I have this buddy named James. James has been a friend of mine for I think close to a decade. We met playing Halo and Call of Duty together, and when we found out we live in the same general area, we've been friends ever since. James has been kind of a recluse in the dating scene because of a really bad breakup that he had a year or two ago. I don't want to go into it, so when he told me that he was meeting with this new girl that he met at work, I was really happy for him, and I encouraged him to meet up with her and see how things go. So around this same time, I was dating this new girl I met at a bar. Her name's Amy. She was really sweet and cute, and I enjoyed spending time with her. Amy had just moved to our side of the country, the Bay Area, and really wanted to go out and experience stuff all the time. That was really great for me because I love trying out new places and new things, like rock climbing and escape rooms. It was great. Amy has some sort of anxiety over choosing things though. Not sure how to explain it exactly, but if she has two things in front of her that she wants, she gets really panicky and just wants someone to pick for her. It's kind of just like a quirk about her, but I thought it was really cute. So after we started dating, Amy and I started seeing each other less, which, happens. Both of us were kind of workaholics. I spend a lot of time making sure things are right at my place so I can just have all the free time on the side. We talked about it, and both of us agreed it was okay for us not to be together every single day. I just figured it was something that all couples go through at some time, especially when we're working to put food on the table and keep a roof over our heads. We started doing this thing where 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 days out of the week, we would spend basically the whole day together, sometimes doing something like going out and taking pictures, and sometimes we would just do nothing. We would veg out and watch something on Netflix or whatever. Then we would go back to work, spend all that time there, and come back and do it all over again, no problem. Well, I started noticing that she would want to go out and do things less and prefer just staying in most nights. Again, perfectly fine I thought at first. But then I started noticing that Amy never really had any money most of the time, and I would often have to pay for a lot of stuff. I thought maybe her rent was really bad, or maybe she just didn't get paid that much from work. Didn't think anything of it, though I did think that's why she stopped wanting to go out and do stuff. I met up with my buddy James, who I had been talking to like through messages, but I hadn't actually seen in a bit. We were talking about how life was going, and I asked him about his new girlfriend. James tells me that they started dating, but the girl left his work after a while and found a new job. The two of them set up a system where they work most of the time and then spend most of the week working and then meet up with each other and spend the whole day with each other. I say, oh, that sounds exactly like what me and my girlfriend do. Then he says that he thinks that she has a shitty job since he has to pay for a lot of stuff and she has no money. She also has a hard time choosing things that she likes, which is kind of annoying. I say, oh, that sounds like my girlfriend too. Then I asked to see a picture of her since I realized I had never seen before. And then he shows me. And I think, oh, that looks just like my girlfriend too. It's the same girl. She uses a different name with both of us and just mooches off us. I don't know what to do. I didn't tell James yet because I don't know how he's going to take it. I can't exactly keep this situation secret though. I don't know how I'm supposed to look Amy in the eye when I know she's cheating on me with one of my close friends either. I feel like I'm in a rock and a hard place. James needs to know, but how do I approach that? Updates. I sat down James and explained everything that was going on. It was one of the worst conversations I've ever had. James got really emotional, and we almost got into a fight until I managed to calm him down. I showed all the evidence. Amy was named Jessica to James and pretty much acted the same around both of us. Same number, same style and everything. I guess she never figured we would know each other. We have opposite days where we see each other with a 1-day gap, so maybe that's her effing off day. Or maybe she even has a third guy that only gets 1 day or something. Neither of us were happy, but we didn't want to just let things go as they are. We set up a plan to get back at Amy or Jessica or whoever she is. She's gonna have to effing choose. The day after, at the exact same time, James and I sent the same message asking to meet with her for lunch. I said Italian, James said Thai food. She messaged James that she would love to, but messaged me that she needed to catch up with some work stuff, so I guess I'm the side guy. Maybe she just likes Thai food more, I don't know, good for James. Well, we picked out a Thai place. I don't remember the name, but I do know that it was pretty busy and they had outside seating. James meets Jessica at one of the outside tables, and they talk a bit about getting more serious in their relationship. That goes on for about 10 minutes. Then I walk in. I'm oh so surprised about Amy meeting up with another man, and I start yelling at James very publicly and very loudly, drawing attention to myself. James, who's also surprised to see me and can't believe Jessica would see another man, begins yelling back, also very loudly and also drawing attention to himself. Both of us turn to her and demand that she picks one of us. She just shuts down, doesn't say anything, and buries her face in her hands. Then we both start laughing. We tell her to look at us and then tell her that we're actually longtime friends that found out about what she's been doing. I tell her that I'm done with her and she should probably find a real job. James just tells her to F off and turns to the onlooking people and lets everyone know that she's single now. We left and that was that. Don't quite know what happened to her after that, but honestly, I don't care. I feel bad that James got into this mess for his first relationship back in the dating scene, but I hope the getting back was good enough for him. I know it was for me. I'm sorry this happened to you and James, OP. I can't imagine how crushed and hurt James must have felt when he realized he was being played after he finally decided to give love another trial. Your ex-girlfriend is a horrible person for two-timing and playing you two. I'm also guessing you two aren't the only ones she's playing. Hopefully she's learned her lessons and she stops. Good luck to you and James in your next love lives, OP. Story 2. A couple months ago, my 39 male wife 40 of 10 plus years turned 40 and celebrated by going out for a weekend with a number of her girlfriends to a resort town. When she came home, she told me how they met a group of off-duty police officers who they partied with both nights they were there. About a week later, she admitted to me that one night she brought one of the guys to a hotel room, made out on the bed with him, but then decided not to have sex with him and asked him to leave, which he did. I was upset about it. It's the first infidelity issue we've ever had. And while we've done our share of talking through it, it still bothers me. In a couple weeks, she's going out for the weekend with the same group of friends, and I've since found out the same group of off-duty police officers were invited. When I asked her if the guy she made out with was going to be there, she would not answer, and only said, "If he's there, I will not go back to the hotel room with him." I don't know why, but I'm really upset and bothered by this. I feel like she's hanging out with an ex-boyfriend. I've asked her several times not to go out of respect for us and our marriage, and that it will upset me if she goes. But she's still planning on going. Even this last weekend, I was getting upset as she was showing me the outfits and bathing suit she plans on wearing. I'm not sure what, if anything, I can do at this point. Ask her again not to go? Tell her again the strain it will put on our marriage? Is she trying to tell me something? Or do I just accept that she's going to go out dancing, drinking, partying with a guy she almost had sex with? Honestly, I don't even know how to feel at this point. Honestly, OP, this would be a deal breaker for me. I can forgive a fleeting moment of infidelity. Everybody's human and makes terrible decisions sometimes, but to repeat that same adventure knowing full well how it makes you feel? That's unforgivable. She needs to know that if she goes on this trip and ignores how you feel and disrespects you in this way, she'll come home to divorce papers and can talk to your lawyer instead of you. You need to communicate to her how sick this makes you feel, and that you feel like she's completely ignoring your feelings in this matter. It's unfair to expect you to be okay with this. If you communicate this to her and her initial reaction isn't apologetic, then you need to call a lawyer and get the hell out of that relationship, because you deserve to be married to someone who cares about you. Now for some comments. Jesus effing Christ, where's your own pride? She betrayed you, and now she doesn't only betray you again, but also to laugh at your face by telling you so. Each second you waste not dumping her off is a second of your life completely wasted. Some things aren't meant to last. Sorry, just end this right now. Soon enough, she'll realize that the guy only wanted sex, and she'll find herself completely alone for being selfish. I don't buy that she just made out with the cop. She's being incredibly disrespectful to you. You should be bothered. It hasn't been that long since she first cheated on you, and she's basically choosing to replay the same situation. You need to be honest about how disrespectful this is to you and how you're not over it yet. She isn't helping matters, to say the least. And if you accept that she's going to go out dancing, drinking, partying with the guy she almost had sex with, and you still believe it's almost, You should then plan on accepting that she probably will have sex with this guy or another guy. If it took her a week after coming back from the trip to admit to you that she made out with another guy, how long will it take when she comes back from this trip to admit something else? The fact that she's still going after what she's done to you and that you've expressed your concern is very insensitive and disrespectful. You have to really put your foot down. Of course, she will ask you why you're overreacting. Your wife is acting as if her infidelity is justifiable, and she'll probably try to justify the cheating if it occurs again. I say sit down and really have a talk about this. Just express all your concerns and feelings. If she doesn't listen or still insists on going, then it might be time to call it quits. Do not put yourself through unnecessary bullshit.